It's snowing outside right now, so today we're going to make a beautiful snowflake ornament. Hey there, I'm Amrita from Artria Jewelry, and welcome to day 4 of the 12 Days of Christmas Challenge. Materials you will need is 12 gauge aluminum wire. I'm using blue anodized wire, but you could use a color of your choice. I am going to work straight off the spool, but approximately you need about 36 inches. Essentially, a snowflake will have 6 large spikes and then 6 small ones. So my large ones are going to be 3 inches in length and my small ones are going to be an inch in length. So if I'm looking at 3 inches, bend that over on itself. So that's one spike. And then I'm going to do the next one to be an inch. So I'm going to use my ruler, bend that over, and then bend that back an inch. And we continue to do that till I have 6 long ones and 6 short ones. It's a little clunky under the camera, so excuse me if I go out of frame a little bit, but I'm just going to continue to do this 6 more times each. At this point, I'm just going to eyeball it. I don't have to use the ruler each time. I'm going to just continue to do the zigzag motion. So now I have 2 each. That's 3. And when you're using your hands instead of your tools, aluminum wire is pretty forgiving. With tools, you can mar the finish, so I try to use tools as little as possible. And don't worry if your wire is a little misshapen, because we'll be twisting this, so a lot of that will get corrected or covered up. And then I'm going to leave this wire hanging off to the side, because what we're going to do now is shape all of this to kind of form a circle in the middle and spread the outsides of the spikes out so that we can hold them and twist them. So this is where I will start using the tools. I'm going to hold these 2 ends. Let's flip this. I'm going to hold these 2 ends together and start twisting my wire. And you can use a pen or a pencil to help you get the circles in the end even. I put a pencil in there and then hold these edges down and twist a few times. And one last time. There I have my first spike of, so there I have the first spike of my snowflake done. And the reason I'm leaving this extra here is because I want to coil that up. But if you find this getting in your way, cut about 6 inches. You'd rather have it a little longer than you need from the end of that last 1-inch wing, so that we can roll up and spiral up the wire to the center. All we have to do is continue around and continue to twist the wire. So again, I'm going to hold these down and twist. If you have a soft silicone tipped plier, use that. It protects your wire. And with this one, with the small one, I'm just going to do one twist. So you can go around and do that with each one. Just do one twist with this small step. A nice thing about snowflakes is each one is going to be unique, and that's the whole idea. So don't worry too much about each spike matching the other, or if you're making more than one snowflake that they all look identical. So again, I'm going to slip my pencil in here, hold that end, and if you can hold it with your fingers, great, otherwise use your pliers. I'm going to hold that in there and twist. Three, 4, 5, maybe get a 6th twist out of that. There we go. There. Do the same for the next one. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. And 2 more to go. One, 2, 3. Oh, come on. 4, 5, and 6. And the last one. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then 1, 2, 1, 2, and this last one. 1, 2. So we have our framework done. We have our 6 large spikes and the 6 small spikes for the snowflake. And as you get these closer, if you feel like your smaller spikes are unraveling, you can twist them back into place. So again, remember my top is where this longer wire is. And so that's going to be the front. So I'm going to just squeeze the spikes together where I can between each of them to get that into that tight circle. To anchor the two ends together before we shape the snowflake, I'm going to use that 1-inch piece that we started with on the end as the anchor. So I'm going to take that on top of this long wire and then wrap it in through to hold those two together like that. I'm going to bring it through one more time, and here's where the pliers will help. Just gently wrap that over to make one loop, and then I'm going to snip that off with my flush cutters, and we have one tight loop right there. And then I'm going to fold this over to make sure that I secure that anchor, and now it's not going to slide, and we have our shape primarily made. And I'm going to roll this into a spiral to cover the center. So I'm going to take my 6-step looping pliers, take the second step, and start to make my swirl. And we want this to be a flat swirl where the coils line up. And so at least to get it started, we need the pliers. And then once we get that rolling, we can just do that with the hand. And now we're going to position that swirl a little bit in the center there. And now all that's left to do, so there is our snowflake. If you find that you have any pieces like this where they've kind of misaligned a little bit, take the time now to make your twists and ensure that that's centered. Sometimes having that extra twist does help, so feel free to do that. Add a second twist if you need to. That's secure there. And now just want to make sure that I have these 6 points in those 6 angles. So we want them at 12 and 6, and then these smaller ones at 3 and 9, and then the rest kind of spaced equally in between. I'm going to just press that down on a flat surface, make sure it's all flat, and there I have my snowflake ornament done. And now all that's left to do is to get some string. Here I have that 1/8 inch ribbon, and I'm going to fold that about 10 inches, fold that in half, make a knot, and pass that through the knot. And then I'm going to push that in through one of the larger spikes, and then pull that in through the loop. And we have our snowflake ornament. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you tomorrow for day 5 of our 12 Days of Christmas challenge. Have a beautiful day.